Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving into some seriously cool retirement advice today. And get this, it's straight from the source, people actually living the retired life.
Yeah, it's not every day you get to peek behind the curtain like this, right? It's one thing to hear those generic tips, save more, spend less, but to get the real, unfiltered wisdom from those who've walked the walk, that's gold.
Totally. It's like having a bunch of retirement mentors just spilling the tea.
Yeah.
And, sometimes hearing it from someone who, say, started saving late and is now living on a super tight budget, well, that hits harder than any financial planner's lecture.
It does. It really brings those potential consequences to life in a way that just reading statistics never could. And it's not all doom and gloom either. There's some great advice in here, too. Like one retiree said their biggest takeaway was, know your retirement lifestyle before you retire.
Okay, that seems kind of obvious on the surface. What's the deeper meaning there, did they explain?
Oh, yeah, they had a great story. They'd always dreamed of traveling the world in retirement, which, awesome goal.
Yeah.
But they hadn't actually sat down and crunched the numbers. Got so caught up in the excitement, they didn't really budget for all the flights, the hotels, eating out all the time.
Yeah?
It added up way faster than they expected.
Ooh, yeah, that's a reality check. So it's one thing to have a general idea like, I want to travel, but you got to break it down, almost like planning those trips in advance, even if it's years away, just to get a sense of the costs. Did they mention any other unexpected expenses that popped up?
They did. Healthcare actually hit them harder than they planned.
Uh-huh.
And this wasn't even some major health scare or anything. Just regular checkups, prescriptions, all that adds up. Which I think really highlights what you said before about hearing it from someone who's been there.
Yeah.
Makes you take notice in a way a financial advisor sometimes can't.
No, for sure. Speaking of which, that whole start saving early thing is burned into my brain after reading these. There's this underlying fear so many of us have, right, of not having enough and having to make sacrifices later. Hearing it from someone living that reality, that sticks with you.
Absolutely, and it ties into another big piece of advice that came up a lot. Don't compare yourself to others. And this wasn't just a throwaway line. They really emphasized how important that is for finding happiness in retirement. Because it's easy to get caught up, right? Seeing your friends on fancy vacations while you're on a tight budget.
Tell me about it. Social media makes that even harder these days. But I get it. It goes back to defining your own WN version of retirement, not some Instagram perfect ideal. If you're content exploring your own city, maybe volunteering, hey, that's just as valid as jet setting around the globe.
Right.
As long as it aligns with your values and what you want, right?
Exactly. And that actually segues perfectly into the less tangible but equally crucial stuff. One retiree put it really honestly, retirement isn't always sunshine and rainbows,
Mm-hmm.
It's about acknowledging that there might be challenges, things you don't expect.
Okay, so we've talked money, but now I'm really curious about the emotional side. This is a huge life transition, ending your career. How did they say you handled that aspect?
Yeah, that's huge. It's like you work your whole life towards this goal of retirement, and then you hit it, and it's like, now what? Having something to fill that void, that sense of purpose, I bet that's crucial.
Oh, they were very clear about that. Finding your why outside of work. Like one 87-year-old retiree we heard from, he was all about volunteering, driving other seniors to their appointments.
Oh, I love that.
He said it gives him a reason to get up in the morning. Plus, he loves the social aspect, getting to chat with people. Really resonated with him.
Makes sense. It's purpose, ND, connection, two birds, one stone. Did relationships come up a lot in the advice? Retirement can be isolating, I'd imagine, if you're not careful. Big time. One even said, straight up, top of their list, find someone to rely on emotionally. Especially for folks who are single, having that support system is huge, they said. Someone to talk to, bounce ideas around, be there for the ups and downs.
Someone in your corner. Yeah, because even if retirement IS all it's cracked up to be, it's still a big adjustment. Having people to navigate that with you, that's going to make a world of difference.
Totally. And it kind of loops back to the purpose thing too, right? If you're looking for ways to stay connected, joining a group, volunteering, book club, classes, whatever, it checks both boxes. Purpose, ND people.
Ooh, I like that. It's like a 2-for-1 deal for your well-being. Were there any other big takeaways that surprised you, stuff you maybe hadn't considered as much before?
Yeah, definitely. And this might be where those retiree perspectives get really valuable. Because they were real about the tough stuff, like aging and health. One guy asked this question that kind of stuck with me. Would you rather work another year, have a bit more money saved, but maybe miss out on some time?
Ooh, okay, I see where this is going.
Right. Like, what's the point of financial security if you're not healthy enough to enjoy it? They said a lot of folks regret not taking care of their health earlier because it limits what they can do in retirement.
It's that classic saying, right? You need your health to enjoy your wealth. Man, that's a powerful message. Choices we make now really do impact our future freedom. It's true, you can have all the money in the world, but if you're stuck in bed or can't enjoy the things you love, well, it's not really living, is it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It really highlights the importance of thinking long term. Those little choices we make every day, they add up.
It's like they were saying about knowing your retirement lifestyle, right? If you picture yourself active, traveling, all that good stuff, well, got to prioritize your health to make it happen.
100%. Okay, so big picture time.
Yeah.
If our listeners take away just a few things from all this retiree wisdom we've unpacked, what would those be?
Let's see. Well, planning, duh. That's always number one. But they made a good point. It's not all about the money.
Right. Emotional well-being, social connections, figuring out what gives you purpose outside of work.
Yeah.
All that needs just as much attention as your 401k.
It's about the whole picture, not just the bank balance.
Exactly. And on a similar note, that comparison trap. They were adamant about this. Don't fall into it. Your retirement is yours. Don't let anyone else define what success looks like for you.
Love that. Whether it's world travels or grandkids or finally writing that novel, whatever brings you joy, that's a win.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
Retirement isn't the end. It's just the beginning of a new chapter. A chance to really explore what matters most to you.
And on that note, folks, I think we've all earned a little break. Go grab yourself something refreshing, and we'll be back next week with another deep dive. Until then, happy planning.